Welcome to Gospel Organ Camp, week number 1. We're about to get started. All right, thank you so much for joining me this evening. I am Kenneth Hollins, and this is Gospel Organ Camp, and this is week number 1 of the Organ Camp. I'm super excited about it, and I want to thank you for making the decision to be a part of this camp and for signing up. And I really do believe at the end of this camp, you're going to be so happy that you were a part of it, because you're going to see growth and improvement in your playing. Okay? We're going to go ahead and jump right in. So I encourage you, if you want to, you can take notes. Also know that these videos are going to stay online, so that means you don't have to feel like you have to get everything this evening. You can actually come back and watch the replay, and you can learn things at your own pace, so you don't have to worry about missing anything. These videos will stay live, and you'll be able to go back to the URL. Click on that URL and you'll be able to come right back to this same video, okay? So this is what we're going to do. This is how we're going to approach it tonight. Each week we're going to do something a little differently, but this week we're going to focus on 3 songs. We're going to focus on 3 songs, and all of them, in a sense, have different styles to them. So we're going to focus on a congregational type song, and then we're also going to focus on a hymn, and then we're going to focus on a praise and worship type song. So those are all different styles of gospel music, and the hope is that you will see how I approach these different types of songs, and you'll be able to take some of the things that I'm doing, some of the progressions, the chords, even the approach that I take in playing the songs, and begin to incorporate it into your own playing, assimilate it into what it is that you do, okay? So that's how we're going to approach it this evening. Now, I do want you to know that you do have the opportunity where you can ask questions. You can ask questions where you can make a comment or a question in the chat box here. And I actually would like to know who's online with me right now. And you can just simply type your name and the city where you're from, and I would love to know who's online watching with me live right now. But in the chat box, you can ask a question in the course of the lesson, and I will definitely do my best to answer your question. Okay? All right, well, we're going to go ahead and jump in. And the first thing we're going to do is we're going to do a really simple song by the name of Break Every Chain. And I'm going to do the version of it by Tasha Cobbs, Break Every Chain. This is in the key of F sharp minor. And then I'm going to play this for you, demonstrate it, and then I'm going to go back and break it down for you. Real simple. We're going to start off simple tonight, and we're going to progress our way forward. All right? Here we go. Break Every Chain. Okay? All right, now let's Break Every Chain by Tasha Cobbs. Now, I want to break this down for you so you can see how I played it and even how I approached it. All right. Now, I started off with this chord. Okay. Now, if you were looking at the virtual keyboard, this is the actual chord itself, where it's actually E, A flat, A, and C sharp. Okay. Now, I'm actually playing that with my left hand. Okay. And that brings us to an important thing when it comes to organ. See, what you want to do is you want to be flexible with both hands. So in other words, anything that you can do with your right hand, you also want to be able to do that with your left hand as well. It's important to have that flexibility. And so one thing that I encourage people to do is when you practice playing chords with your left hand. So that way it frees you up. You know, I'm freed up. If I wanted to, I could play the melody of the song. So that gives me the flexibility of playing melodies. It gives me the flexibility of playing actual solo lines or improvising. And when I'm able to play with my left hand, it opens up those possibilities, as well as it gives me the opportunity to play bigger chords. So I can play this with my left hand and include additional things as well. So I can play much bigger chords. So I encourage you, when you're practicing, when you're playing, to work on playing chords with your left hand as well as your right hand. It's very important, okay? So now again, I played E, A flat, A, and C sharp with my left hand, okay? And then with my right hand, I did this. Simply playing the F sharp, okay? Just playing the F sharp. And then we went here. All right. This is a D major chord, a D major chord. And with my left hand, I'm playing F sharp and A. Right hand is D, E, and A. Okay, and the foot pedals denote D. Okay? And then we move here. Left hand is C sharp, A, and B natural. C sharp, E, C sharp, A, and B natural. Okay, that's with the left hand. And then the right hand is playing C sharp, E, and A. Okay, that's with the right hand. And we put both hands together. All right, and my foot pedal is on the note A. All right, and we put all of that together. And then we go here. This is E major. And my left hand is playing F sharp, A flat, B natural. And my right hand is playing E and B, okay? Again, left hand, F sharp, A flat, B natural. And the right hand is E, F sharp, B, okay? And then we put that together. Sounds like this. And my foot is on the note E flat. All right, and then we just, we put all that together. So again, we have this. Repeat. Real simple, okay? So those are some real simple chords. And one thing I want you to notice, just my personal approach to playing, I tend to play with my hands somewhat close. I have a style where I'm playing with my hands kind of close like this, where if you will look at my actual hands, you'll notice that my hands are close. As if I'm playing just one big chord and I'm just using both hands to get all of the notes in the chord. I tend to think like that. When I'm playing by myself, of course, I'm using my foot pedals, okay? And I'm chording in such a way where I try to get a good balance in volume and foot pedals as well as the actual chord voicing itself, where the voicing of the chord works well with the actual bass note. So one thing I try to do is to actually even be mindful of which octave I'm playing a particular bass note in. I'll give you an example, okay? Now, you can't see the actual bass pedals, but I do want you to understand this principle. Now, one thing I try to do is, for example, now, to me that sounds fine, but in certain situations, I may choose to play this bass note right here up an octave, right there, depending on the type of sound that I want, okay? Now, when I go here to the next chord, the D major, I can play this. I can play D major down here. Now, if your speakers are small, you may not be able to hear this very well, but I'm playing a D natural, the lowest D natural on the actual organ pedal, okay? Or I could play an octave above that, right there, okay? And so what I'm gonna look for is the bass note or the bass octave or range that works best with the actual chord that I'm playing, okay? And you'll be surprised how much of a difference just doing that alone will make in terms of the clarity of the chord, the warmth, and even the sweetness of the chord. Just changing the octave of your bass pedal, okay? That makes a big difference, okay? So I'm actually playing the D, the second D from the bottom, not the very lowest one, but the second D from the bottom, and then I'm playing A right here, and then E. Okay, now I'm playing the E, the second one from the bottom. Okay, not the lowest one, but the actual second one. So you want to keep in mind even range in terms of the octave that you're playing your bass pedals in. Now, let's talk about embellishments. Let's talk about improvisation, and let's talk about melodies. Okay, real quick. Now, I'm going to give you some chords that you can play just simply with your left hand so it can free you up with your right hand. And we're going to talk about some different techniques and things that you can do with your actual right hand to create solos and to create embellishments, okay? All right, so let's do this. Okay, left hand, I'm starting off with the same chord I had at first, which is E, A flat, A, C sharp. That's the left hand. And then we're going to go here. D, A, F sharp, A, D, okay? F sharp, A, and D. That's with the left hand. And then we're going to go here. E, A, B, and C sharp. And then we're going to go here. F sharp, A flat, and B. Okay? So that's what I'm going to do with my left hand. Okay, foot pedals, F sharp, of course. And then we go here. Foot pedals D. Foot pedals A. Foot pedals E. Okay? Now let's see what I can come up with in terms of embellishments. All right? Here we go. So in those embellishments, what was I doing? How did I come up with those little embellishments? Okay. Now, one thing that I did was I used the minor pentatonic scale, okay? And the minor pentatonic scale is very common in gospel music. Now, to explain it, you have two separate kinds of pentatonic scales. You have what's called a minor pentatonic, and then you also have what's called a major pentatonic, okay? And I'm saying pentatonic, P-E-N-T, pent. And the prefix pent means 5. So a pentatonic scale is a 5-note scale, okay? It's a 5-note scale, and I guarantee you've heard it before, okay? Let me give you an example. An example of a pentatonic scale would be this. Or I'm going to play a run based on the notes of the minor pentatonic scale, and it would sound like this. Okay, so those notes were notes of the minor pentatonic scale. Okay, let me give you an example of notes of a major pentatonic scale. Okay, so those are notes of a major pentatonic scale. That's minor pentatonic. This would be major pentatonic. Okay, all right, let me break it down for you so you can understand those two scales. All right, major pentatonic, minor pentatonic. When I'm in a minor key, I'm going to use the minor pentatonic scale. When I'm in a major key, I'm going to use the major pentatonic scale. Okay, all right, so let's break it down. A minor pentatonic scale has certain numbers that create the scale, and it's actually the numbers 1, flat 3, 4, 5, flat 7, and back to 1 again. Okay, so those were 5 notes. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 notes. Now the actual notes again or numbers, it would be the 1. Now I'm in the key of F sharp, so F sharp would be number 1. And of course, I'm playing the notes based off of the F sharp major scale. Okay, so F sharp is 1, and then we go to the next note of the scale. That's 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, back to 1 again. Okay, so again, the minor pentatonic would be a 1, a flat 3, 4, 5, flat 7, and then back to the 1. So that's minor pentatonic. Okay, so that's a minor pentatonic scale. Now, a major pentatonic scale consists of these notes and numbers. It's the number 1, 2, 3, 5, 6, back to the 1. Okay, an easy way to think about the major pentatonic scale is it's just like a major scale. The only difference is you leave off the 4 and the 7. Okay, and it leaves the 1, 2, 3, 5, 6. Okay, and that's a major pentatonic scale. All right, that's major pentatonic, and it's like that for any key. Whatever key you are playing in, 1, flat 3, 4, 5, flat 7 is always minor pentatonic, and then 1, 2, 3, 5, 6 is always major pentatonic. Okay, so one thing that I encourage you to do is to practice that in every key. Okay, and we'll work on that a little bit later. Okay, but this is what I'm using in this actual demonstration of Break Every Chain. Mainly notes of the minor pentatonic scale. Mainly that's what I'm doing. And what I'm doing is just playing the notes at random. It's no particular order. I'm just playing it as I feel it, as how I want to play it, as I want to hear it. So it's no rules that you have to follow. You just let your ear be the guide in terms of how you do it and the notes that you play, okay? A good thing to do is to practice on it. Once you identify what the notes are and you're confident about what the notes are, then just practice on it. See if you can come up with little melodies. You know, see what you can come up with. And then when you are in a particular key that's a minor key, then you can pull out that minor pentatonic scale and come up with a solo like this. Okay, and I could keep going, but I'm mainly just using notes of the minor pentatonic scale. Now, every now and then, I will throw a little something extra in there, but for the most part, it's the minor pentatonic scale, okay? All right, so now I'm using that as a way to create a solo, and I'm using that as a way to incorporate embellishments. Now, let me go back to the original way that I played it, and then I'm going to incorporate some embellishments with it, okay? Here we go. So that was a way of playing the actual song itself and incorporating embellishments with it too, okay? So real simple thing. One thing that I use quite extensively really when I'm creating solos is the major and the major pentatonic scale and the minor pentatonic scale. So keep that in mind as we move forward, okay? All right, now we're going to jump into another song now. I encourage you now, if you have any questions, you can ask questions as we progress during the session tonight, where you can come in the chat box and then I will definitely answer your question. Okay. All right, Dr. Malone, welcome from Plano, Texas, outside of Dallas. Okay, great. Thank you for joining me. Now, if you have any questions, please feel free to ask during this session. I'll be more than happy to answer your questions. Okay. All right. Now let's get into a hymn. We're going to go into a hymn now, and then we're going to end with a congregational song. All right. I'm going to demonstrate for you the song "Great Is Thy Faithfulness." Great is Thy faithfulness. Okay. All right. Now we're going to do this in the key of D flat. Okay, so first thing I'll do is, okay, all right. Dr. Ollie Malone has a question. How many notes do you like to have in your left-hand chords? That's a very good question. Well, it just depends on the actual chord itself. Sometimes to demonstrate, I may just have 2 notes with my left hand. Sometimes I may have 3 notes with my left hand. Sometimes I may have 4 notes. Sometimes I may have 5 notes with my left hand. So it really depends on the chord. And I think the thing is, you want to be flexible enough to where however many notes you want to play, you can do it comfortably. So it's not more so a matter of I play 2 notes because I'm only comfortable with 2. but I play 2 because I prefer that sound, or that's what I'm going for. But if I needed to, I could do, you know, I can do 5 notes with my left hand if that's the sound that I want. Now right here, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I'm actually playing 6 notes with my left hand. How am I doing that? I'm playing an F, G, A, C, and then D and E with my thumb. Okay, and I may actually use that depending on the situation or what it is that I'm playing. Okay, so you want to be, I think the thing is, it's not necessarily how many notes, but the sound that you want, the sound that you're going for. And I think the most important thing is to be flexible enough to play anything. You know, 1 note, 2, all the way up to 5, or maybe even 6 notes if you play more than 1 note with 1 finger. Okay, I hope that answers your question. All right, so now let's jump into Great is Thy Faithfulness. Now we're going to do this in the key of D flat major. Okay, now we're going to, I'm going to demonstrate this for you. I'm going to play it all the way through, and then I'm going to go back and break it down for you and show you what I played. All right, here we go. All right, we're going to go to the next part. All right, now that is Great is Thy Faithfulness in the key of D flat. Now, let's break it down. Now, I started like this. All right, the notes that I'm playing, okay, left hand is F, A flat, right hand is E flat and F. All right. And then we go here to D diminished. All right, notice how I'm playing it. I'm playing F and B natural with the left hand, D and F natural with the right hand, okay? So notice how my hands are real close. That's just my personal approach, okay? And I'm playing the note D natural with my foot pedal. Okay, so again, I'm playing this D flat major here and D flat with my foot, okay? We go here. Okay, now with my left hand, I'm simply playing G flat, A flat, B flat, G flat, A flat, B flat. That's with my left hand. And then with my right hand, I'm playing the notes D flat and F. Okay, D flat and F. That's right hand. And then my foot is on E flat. Okay, so just those 3 chords again. Okay, now one thing that is so important to me when I'm trying to play the organ is color. You want to make sure that your chords have a nice color to it. And what I mean by that, it's just nice nuances and flavors, in a sense, to your chord. And one thing that I like to do when it comes to certain chords is to add certain notes, okay? Now, I teach this quite a bit. If you follow any of my videos, you may have heard me already say this, but it's a definite go-to thing that you can do quite often, and it's to incorporate the number 2 into major chords, minor chords, dominant 7, suspended 7, so many different kinds of chords, to include that number 2 to add color to it. So that's really what I'm doing here in this first chord, okay? Okay, notice what I'm doing here, okay? Now this is a D flat major chord, and we know D flat major is simply D flat, F, and A flat. Simple, real chord, simple chord, all right? To incorporate the number 2, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 1, 2. E flat would be the 2. So we're playing D flat major with an added 2. All right. Now what I try to do is to find a voicing, a chord voicing that works well with these particular notes. And what I came up with was this. Okay. The A flat, the F, A flat, E flat, F again. Okay. F is my 3. A flat is the 5. E flat is the 2. F is the 3, and then I'm playing the root or the 1 with my foot, okay? All right, and then this is another thing. I try to think of my chords and my foot pedal as one unit, okay? Think of it like one unit. You know, I think what helps to come up with a better chord or a richer chord or a chord that sounds really good is to think about one big chord as opposed to playing some notes with your right hand, playing some notes with your left hand, and playing a different note with your foot. I think if you think about it as a whole, just one big chord, I think a lot of times you'll make better choices in terms of coming up with something that sounds really nice. And what I mean by that is I think of my foot pedal or the bass note that I'm playing as an extension of the chord that I'm playing. Okay, so for example, if I were, let's go back to our other screen. If I were playing this chord right here, okay, and let's play it up top so you can see it a little bit better. If I was playing this chord right here and I wanted to incorporate the bass note, all right, I'm playing F, A flat, E flat, and F. All right, if I wanted to incorporate the bass note, more than likely I would play this D flat right here, as opposed to that D flat. Now, there's nothing wrong with that, but for the sound that I'm going for, that I kind of hear in my head or in my imagination, I would go for that D flat right there, okay? So what I would think of is what D flat on the foot pedal is the closest to this sound. Okay, it's not that, that's the lowest D flat, it would be that right there. So I'm gonna play the D flat an octave above the lowest D flat, and that gives me somewhat of this sound, okay? So if you think about, in a sense, your foot as your 11th finger, think of it like that. Your foot is functioning like your 11th finger, and it's not so separate from everything else that you're doing. You'll come up with some I think, richer, nice sounding chords, okay? So that's one thing to think about. Think about color. And I incorporated the 2 right here, okay? All right, then we went here. All right, and then we're gonna go here. All right, E flat, G flat, A natural with the left hand, and then right hand is D flat, E flat, G flat, and we put them together. And the foot pedal is A flat. Okay, and we move the F sharp to A flat, and then we go here, same chord, G flat, A natural, D flat, E flat, G flat on the top, and then we resolve it. Go back to the first chord again. All right, so let's do all of that again. Okay, what does that look like on the virtual player? Ba da 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 da. Ba 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 da. Okay, all right. Excuse my singing. I just want you to know where we are in the song. All right, and so those are the first few chords. Now, hopefully, what you're noticing is how I'm approaching those chords, the way the voicings look. How sometimes I will have 2 notes with the left hand, 2 notes with the right hand. Sometimes 3 notes with the left hand, or 1 or 2 with the right. So I don't want you to, how can I put it? Not to be just right hand or right hand dominant, as if the right hand is doing all of the work and the left hand is just kind of helping along just a little bit. You want to make sure that your hands are working together as a unit. I think that's very important as it relates to the organ. All right, so let's keep moving. All right, let's keep going. All right, let's do that. Now that is, left hand is F sharp, A flat, B flat. And then the foot pedal is the note F sharp. Like that. And then the right hand is C sharp and B flat. C sharp and B flat. Foot pedal again is the note F sharp. And we put all of that together. We go here. This is actually A flat dominant 7 over F sharp. Okay, left hand is F sharp, A flat, and C. Right hand is E flat and C. Okay, and so the C with the right hand moves from C to B flat like that. So, and one thing you may be noticing that I'm doing a lot of grace notes, and that's to make the melody sound a little bit more expressive or a little bit more vocal, melodic, or even human in a sense. So that's something that I do quite a bit. Even hitting that chord, I played a grace note, and the grace note was from the A natural to the B flat, like that. And I did a little turn right there. Okay, let me demonstrate what it looks like on the, like that. You can see me playing that A, going up to that B flat, and fingering wise, I'm playing the A with my 3rd finger and then the B flat with my 4th finger. And that's what it sounds like. If I didn't play the grace note, it would sound like this. But with the grace note, like that. And then as I keep going, and this is actually a 2-note grace note where I'm actually scooping from the B flat, then to the B natural, and then the C. And what I'm doing is I'm playing the B flat with my 3rd finger, and then slide to the B natural, and then the C with my 4th finger, okay? And I put it all together. And those little things make a difference. Those little things make a difference in your expression, in your sound. It really adds something to it, okay? So again, Okay, if I didn't use the grace notes, it would sound like this. Okay, grace notes. All right, so we resolve. We go back to the first chord again, F sharp, A flat, B flat, C sharp, B flat. Okay, and we go here. Left hand is F, A flat. Right hand is D flat, E flat, A flat again. Left hand is F, A flat. And right hand is D flat, E flat, A flat. Okay, we put it together. Okay, then we do F sharp, F. We go to an E flat major chord right here. Okay, the way that I'm playing it, I'm playing G and B flat with my left hand, E flat with my right, okay? Okay, so let's try that again. All right, then we go here, which is G and B flat. Right hand is D flat and F. And then we go here, B flat, G, B flat, E flat, and G. All right, so let's break that down a little slower. All right, on the screen it looks like this. And then we resolve here. All right, where I'm playing now, E flat, A flat, B flat, C with the left hand. So I'm playing 4 notes with my left hand here. E flat, A flat, B flat, C. And then with my right hand, I'm playing E flat and A flat. So all right, let's keep moving. All right, now let me break that down. Now with my left hand on this first chord here, this is simply A flat major, and I'm playing A flat, and then the right hand is C and A flat, and my foot pedal's on the note A flat. Okay. Next chord is G, B flat, left hand. Right hand is C sharp and B flat. And the left hand is the note G. Excuse me, the foot is the note G. Okay, so again, G, B flat, D flat or C sharp and B flat. Looks like this. And the foot pedal's on the note G. Okay, so we're playing diminished right here, where I'm playing G flat, A natural, C natural, E flat, and C natural. Okay, so again, and my foot pedals are on the note G flat right here. Okay, and so left hand is F, A flat, D flat. Right hand is F, A flat, D flat. So okay. Then we go here. This is actually B flat minor 9. Okay, it looks like this. And the notes are A flat, D flat, F, and C. And my foot is on the note B flat. B flat, moving to E flat with my foot pedal. B flat. And then we go here, G, C sharp, F, and B flat. go here, F sharp and B, E flat and A flat. So then we go here, D flat with the foot, right hand is E flat and G flat, left hand is G flat and B. Okay, we're gonna throw that in here where we're playing E flat, A, B natural, and the right hand is D flat and F. Okay, now on this chord here, my foot pedals denote F natural. Then we go here, A flat, B flat, left hand, right hand is D flat and F. Foot is denote G flat. Then okay, this is simply G diminished, and I'm playing E, G, B flat, D flat, and B flat again. Footnote is G. And I'm playing the melody while holding these notes down. B flat, C, D flat. Okay, and then we go to D flat major over A flat. Okay, I'm playing F, A flat, D flat, E flat, F, A flat, D flat. All right, then we go here. This is actually B flat, dominant 7, flat 9. Left hand is D, A flat, B natural with the left hand. Foot pedals denote B flat. And the right hand is D and A flat. And then we go here. Okay, E flat, A flat, D flat, and F. Okay, now on this right here, my foot is on the note B natural, E flat, A flat, D flat, and F. Okay, looks like this. And then we're going to move to the next one, a whole step down. All right, left hand is D flat, F sharp, B natural, E flat, F sharp. Foot pedal is A natural. So okay, and then we go here, G flat, A flat, B flat, left hand. Right hand is just simply E flat, and the foot pedal is A flat. All right, then we resolve on the D flat major. F, A flat, left hand, and D flat with the right, okay? So again, from the beginning, okay? Now let's go to the next part. All right, let's break that down. All right, now left hand is E flat, B flat, and C. And the right hand is E flat and A flat. And then we go here. Okay, now on this chord right here, my foot is on the note A flat. This is simply an A flat major chord with an added 2 in there. All right, and then we're going to go here. This is E flat minor 7 flat 5 over D flat. Now I'm playing G flat, A natural, D flat, E flat, and G flat. Okay? G flat and A with the left hand. Right hand is D flat, E flat, G flat, and the foot pedal is D flat. All right, then we resolve right here. F, A flat with the left hand, then right hand is D flat, E flat, F. And then I go here. Okay, again. All right, left hand is E flat, A flat. Right hand is B natural, E flat, G, and B flat. Okay, it looks like this. And my foot pedal's on the note F natural. And then we go here. Left hand is D and A flat. Foot pedals is the note B flat. Right hand is B natural and D and B flat. So yeah, B, D, B flat with the right hand, and the left hand is D and A flat with B flat as your bass note. I just simply take the B flat away, leave the F there, and then I do this here. Okay, my foot pedal is on note E flat, and with my right hand I simply play B flat, F, A flat, like that, and then move to B flat, E flat, F sharp. So it's like this. Okay, and then we're going to do the same movement how we did before. Okay, same thing. A flat, C, and A flat. Okay, now on this my foot is A flat. Then we move to G, B flat, D flat, B flat, and my foot is on G. And then we go here, G flat, A, C. Right hand is E flat and C. Okay, and the chord is F, A flat, and D flat. And then F and D flat. And then we move this way. All right, we're on E, A flat, B flat, D flat. And my foot pedal's on the note E. A flat with the right hand. Okay, so basically my foot pedals, they move like this. So we're moving down in half steps. Okay, it's almost like for a split second we go to the key of A flat and then we go back to the key of D flat. So like right there, it's like we're almost in another key in A flat. Okay, and then we go here, which is E flat, A flat, and C, E flat, and C. And we go here. Okay, my foot is on the note E flat, and then A flat, B flat, D flat, and B flat. And we resolve. Okay, and now what we do now is similar to what I already showed you. Just like in the beginning. Okay, and that's the whole thing, okay? So I'm going to demonstrate it one more time so you can see all of that in context. All right, here we go. we did earlier in the song. Okay, all right, now that's great is thy faithfulness. Now, we're actually almost out of time, but what I want to do is give you all an opportunity. If you have questions over anything that we have covered this evening, I want to give you an opportunity where you can ask those questions. And I definitely will do my best to try to answer those for you in our last remaining minutes. Now, I actually plan to do congregational songs, but we're actually out of time. So we will actually pick up on that on next week. And so we're going to have several other things we're going to be working on as well. But I want to give you an opportunity. If you have questions, you can definitely ask your questions, and I'll definitely do my best to answer those for you. Okay, so tonight we simply covered Break Every Chain, and I gave you some chord voicings for that, and I also gave you some solo techniques that you can use using the actual minor pentatonic scale, and if the song were in a major key, major pentatonic scale. Okay. Okay, very good question, Dr. Ollie Malone. Very good question. How do you determine which color notes you add to your chords? Is there a general rule? Okay, now what I generally try to go by is the sound that I want, and of course you really don't know that without experimenting, okay? But let me give you some different options or possibilities in terms of color tones that you can add to your chords, okay? Let's go back to our screen here. All right. Now let's use the C major chord for example, okay? All right, this is a C major chord. Now, whenever you have a C major chord or really any major chord, two go-to notes that you always can use is the 2. Okay, so of course the scale would be this 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. You can always use the 2, and you always can use the 6, like that, okay? Now, I don't use the 6 as much as I use the 2, but you can use it, okay? So no matter what major chord you're playing, you always can incorporate those. And so it really, at that point, would be up to the musician to voice it to get a nice sound. So if I wanted to play a C major chord with a 2 and a 6 in it, it would sound like this. Okay. Okay, this is a C major chord with a 6 and a 2. Okay, normally C major would be C, E, G, right? C, E, G. But what I'm doing is playing that. So I'm playing E, which is the 3rd, A, which is the 6th, D, which is the 2, G, which is the 5, and then I'm playing the 1 with my foot, okay? And that's really a nice voicing in terms of an alternative for a major chord. Okay, and you can practice doing that in every key. So instead of just playing a major chord, instead of doing that, you could do this. And it gives you more of a modern sound, okay? So that's one thing you can do with major chords. Now, in terms of minor chords, what I generally try to do is add the extensions to the chord, okay? And the extensions would be, now if it's a minor 7 chord, of course, you're already going to have a flat 7 on it. So let's go back to the key of C. C minor would be this, of course, C, E flat, and G. C, E flat, and G, okay? C minor 7 would be C, E flat, G, B flat. And what I generally do with minor chords is just add extensions, which would be the 9th and the 11th. Okay, the 9th tone of the C major scale and the 11th tone of the C major scale, so that you can add some color tones to it. So all together, it would look like this. Okay, as opposed to just that minor chord alone. And of course, this applies to any chord that you're playing. Okay, so say for example, I'm playing a song and it has that progression where I'm playing a D dominant 7 sharp 5 sharp 9, and then a G dominant 7 sharp 5 sharp 9, and then it ends on a C minor. You know, just for example, and say I want something a little bit more modern or something a little bit more jazzy than that. When I get to that minor chord, I can throw those extensions in there. Of course, the flat 7, the 9, and the 11. So I can come up with something like this. Or okay, what am I doing? I'm just taking that minor chord and putting some extensions on the top of it. Okay, real simple, real simple. Okay, so that's what I generally try to do, Ali, is where I will take major chords, add the 2, add the 6. When it's a minor chord, I'll add the flat 7, I'll add the 9, I'll add the 11 to it. If you really want to get out there and really get a really abstract, modern type sound, you can also include that 13, the 13th note of the major scale with your minor chords, and it would sound something like this. Now, I hardly ever do that, but you can. If you want that type of sound, you can do that, okay? And there's nothing wrong with it if you want that sound, okay? So that's how you can add more color to your chords. So I encourage you to experiment with those numbers, experiment with trying different voicings, incorporating those numbers when you're playing, and you can come up with some really nice things. That's a great question. Are there any other questions? Are there any other questions? Now, if you just came on, of course, you can ask a question or leave a comment on the chat box, and I will definitely do my best to answer whatever questions that you all have. I think it makes it even more effective that we can have these interactive sessions, and so if it's something that's not clear or something that you would like for me to elaborate on more, you definitely can do that. So I want you to definitely benefit from that possibility that you can ask questions. Okay? All right. Well, if there aren't any questions, I thank you. Thank you so much, Dr. Ali Malone. Thank you so much. If there aren't any questions, we're going to go ahead and sign off. Now, remember, now you'll be able to go back to this same link. Great. D-Rob, my goal is to add more color to my playing. Great. All right. And we can also gear our teaching or instruction towards that. And so I do want you guys to give feedback, and I want you to give information in terms of the types of things that you would like for me to cover, the types of things that you would like for me to really explain, and we will try to gear the instruction towards those things, because I want you all to learn or to hear things based on what it is you want to learn, okay? All right, so these videos are going to stay up for the remainder of the week, and really these videos are going to stay up for quite a while. You'll be able to go back and get all of the notes, make sure you have all of the chords and everything. So I encourage you to take the songs, the 2 songs that we worked on tonight, and learn them, okay? That's how you're going to really implement and incorporate these things into your playing. Not just to watch it, not even just to understand it, but learn it. Learn to play it and get it under your fingers. Learn the voicings, learn the approach, okay? And not to say that you have to play exactly like me, but I think it's very good to learn those things, and be able to. So that way, whenever you want to, you can pull it out. Okay. All right. Mr. Malone, for future sessions, I'd like to learn more about setups. As a matter of fact, next week is going to be about setups. We're going to talk about drawbar settings. We're going to I'm not really using my Leslie today, but we'll have the Leslie going next week. And we're going to talk about how to use the Leslie. We're going to talk about the percussion settings, the vibrato settings. So we're going to talk about how to set the organ up to try to really get the ideal sound, along with some other things we're going to do too. Okay? All right, guys, I really appreciate you all joining me live this evening. I definitely look forward to working with you on next week. If you have any questions, feel free to reach out to me. That was my personal email address that I sent the information on, kennyhollins@yahoo.com. That's my personal email. So if you want to ask a question or have some comments or something, feel free to send me an email, and I'll definitely do my best to get back with you as soon as possible. Okay? All right, again, thank you so much. I really appreciate you being a part of the camp, and I guarantee you before the end of it, you're going to see the growth and the improvement in your playing. All right? You guys have a blessed day, and I will definitely see you on next week. All right.